Miami prices have massively caught up with New York. Let's leave it at this. If you want to understand these markets and buy within these markets, work with somebody who understands both markets. So not everything has to be about $60 million penthouses in Manhattan or $60 million waterfront homes in Miami. There's a lot of buyers out there, and this is for you, the Gen Z and millennial crowd who are looking to have duality between New York and Miami. Let me take you inside, show you a great New York apartment right here in the East Village, and let's discuss how you can live in both great cities. Come on inside. I get some calls from those buyers who want to spend tens of millions of dollars of property, but I also equally get a lot of calls from those now coming up looking to spend $3 or $4 million on real estate. Far more realistic, far more down to earth. And what we discuss in this video is exactly for that crowd. So we're sitting here, 619 East 6th Street, which is in the East Village, in a neighborhood that's very bohemian, very cool. It's not as flashy, as expensive as, say, the Meatpacking District or Chelsea or some of the other more expensive areas. You go there, you're gonna pay, $8 million for a property like this. This is on the market for 4.4. This is a very cool triplex unit with descending staircases to the bedrooms, cool living space, cool outdoor space as you just saw, and this is for that kind of crowd. It's generally a tech crowd, young, could be in finance, could be fashion. This is the type of vibe that I get on this property. Now, if I was to transport you to Miami, this would be somewhere around Wynwood. If that's your vibe, you might be an Edgewater buyer, you might be a Wynwood buyer, and of course, bang for your buck in Miami goes a little bit further. Of course, Miami prices have massively caught up with New York, but if you go into that district area and you want to buy, let's say, an 1,800 square foot, 1,900 square foot, high ceiling, cool apartment with a view in a bit more of that cool, gritty area, a bit more trendy, then you're going to pay about 1.7, 1.8. Equally, I see buyers wanting to come into Brickell. Let's leave it at this. If you want to understand these markets and buy within these markets, work with somebody who understands both markets. I'm one of the senior members at Douglas Elliman. I run a big real estate team, and I have a lot of cooperating agents around the country and a lot in New York because Douglas Elliman is very, very dominant in New York. So let's make it clear, not everything in New York has to be either a penthouse in the sky at $60 million or a micro unit of about 100 square feet. What we're actually here, which might surprise you, and again, very cool property. This is here in the East Village. We're at 619 East Street. This is a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom, 4,200 square feet, triplex unit in a brand new building. And it's at a price of 4.4, which typically I would imagine doesn't come easy in New York. But being in the East Village, you're not paying what you would get into. It's not what you would expect. You move into areas like the Meatpackers District, Chelsea, and other areas, and the prices definitely jump. So I want to say a big thank you to Kirsten Jordan for allowing us to shoot this. Great partner up here in New York. We do a lot of business together. Let's now tour you around and transport you to an equivalent property in Miami, in Wynwood, so you can see what you can get right there. So let's check it out. When we see buyers coming from New York to Miami, we always associate it with the uber wealthy, the people who are moving for tax reasons, who have so much that really it makes sense, and they have just infinite budgets, and they buy the most expensive real estate because they can. They're used to very, very high prices here in New York. But the reality is there's a whole new breed of buyers out there, and it's not as it was before. Post-COVID, we've now seen a change and a shift in human behavior. That shift is the got laptop will travel. So whether you are a seller in Miami looking to appeal to a New York buyer, or you are a New York buyer who's looking to shift down and get duality in Miami, that means you might not be giving up your New York residence. You may keep your property here because New York is an awesome city. There's so much to do. There's cafes and restaurants on every corner. There's so much variety. There's a great sense of hustle. But there are times of the year when Miami is going to seem very, very appealing. Obviously, times of the year when it rains, when it gets much, much colder. I know January, February, March, you get a lot of people who come in and say, you know what, I need a little bit of sun. Now, what's great is that your butt still goes quite a long way in Miami. Even though prices have really soared post-pandemic, we do see the ability, especially in areas around the urban core, that Brickell, downtown, Edgewater, Wynwood area, still very affordable. Most of the product, 80% of the product in fact, sits between $500,000 and $2 million. And dollar per square foot, well under $1,000 a square foot. So somewhere between 1.5 and $2 million, you can still get good, large, 3 and even possibly 4-bedroom units, depending on the neighborhood that you're living in and looking at, and the building, of course. So again, we have a great team, very spread out, with great variety. We have some excellent urban core agents, notably Shakira Sanchez. So if this speaks to you, if you're a younger professional, you're still very mobile, you travel, maybe you're in one of the more exciting, engaging industries, whether it might be tech or fashion, and you want a duality, you want a place in New York, you want a place in Miami, give us a call. We understand both very, very well, and we can serve you. So coming off the back of just showing you this great apartment on the East Village in Manhattan, we transport you into Miami, into the Edgewater neighborhood, and into a unit that is a little bit more money. This is at 5.25. This is unit 403 at Missoni Bahia, a brand new building. This unit, we've just reduced $500,000 to 5.25 to get this unit moved and sold aggressively. This is a lot of unit for the money. What are you looking at here? You're looking at nearly 5,000 square feet. So it's a little over $1,000 a square foot. You've got 4,895 square feet. You've got 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. You've got 24-foot ceiling here in this main living area. You've got floor-to-ceiling glass throughout, an incredible view. Miami Beach is a mere 10 minutes away. Brickell is a mere 5 minutes in the south direction. You've got the Design District 5 minutes to the north of you, and Wynwood 3 minutes behind. Now let's take a quick zoom around the property. For more information, give me a call. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned and look at some of our other videos where we're comparing a New York apartment to a Miami apartment.